Ah, Dinky-Doo, my hearties, a very, very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live on YouTube just for you. Saturday night, 9 o'clock sharp. Nothing gets past me, you see. And we're here. So I'm very glad that you're here as well. And I hope you're ready to enjoy a superb hour of scintillating information, education, and entertainment, not just for one nation but for all the nations of the world. So there we are, fantastic. Did you get the message and can you hear me and see me? That's what I need to know. Hey, Scotty and everyone. Amy, excellent stuff. Hello, Scotty Dinky-Doo. Hello, guys. Let me know if you can hear me and see me, please. Step one, so that we can get started. Yes, I tell you. Now, what an amazing week it's been. And an amazing week in the world of McClue and geopolitics as well. Oh my goodness me, it's all happening. But I'm more interested in what's happening in your wonderful life. We get fed all this diet of news, what's supposed to be happening around the world, but what's happening with you? Let's get that right now. Now, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're part of Scottie McClue's big Saturday night show, then you are a serious somebody, I tell you. And we've got the phone lines are open as well, so you can come on if you want to have a chat. Now then, good evening, Scotty. It's Lieutenant Commander Tutswahe present. Hearing and vision good. Excellent. Is that for you, Tutswahe, or for the channel? Energy DJG in Belfast. Good evening, sound and pictures perfect. I am so glad. Thank you very much. Hello, Scotty from Texas. Robin, you're from Texas. How lovely to have you with us. Good evening, old chap. Bona Design. How very nice to have you with us, and a very good evening to you. Now, rather than me just shouting out all your names, let me know where you're watching from. That's very, very, very important. Yes. What's happening with me? I'm freezing to death in Canada right now. Stan, it's perhaps something called the winter. Yes? Do you get a winter fuel payment if you're a pensioner? Do let us know. We have to get Robin to phone in and get some intercontinental chat going. Totswahe, yes. I've got the number here, guys. Beautifully handwritten. And if you're phoning from out with the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, then you would put a +44 and miss out the zero. So if you're phoning from Canada, 44141 628 9795. I tell you, we'll hold that up from time to time. Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, Susan. Greetings and salutations, says the Bleed. Where are you watching from, the Bleed? We need to be told. I need to get my windows double glazed, Scotty. Do you recommend anyone? The Glasgow Creeper. Well, there's stacks of wonderful double glazing companies out there. There's one used to contact me all the time. There we are. Newborough in Aberdeenshire. How well do I know Newborough? I used to pop down to the Udney Arms for a light refreshment. How lovely to have you with us, and Dinky-Doo. I lived at Fovren. I'm watching from Stuart Road, says the Blade. Well, you don't need to tell us exactly where, I tell you. There's lots of Stuart Roads, though. Good evening, Mr. McClure from stunning Derbyshire. The reason I asked, I don't need to know anybody's whereabouts and address. I just need to know roughly, is it Canada, America, is it China, Japan, wherever you're watching from, do let us know. Oh no, I've just gave it away. No, don't you worry about that. There's plenty of these roads, and what I'll do for you is I'll hide it. There you are, and it's gone. So nobody can see that now, you see. So there we go. I'll be round, Blade, says Tutswahe. Great chat. Now then, I know it's winter, but our winter in Canada is a lot colder than your winter in Britain. Stan, don't be too sure. You know what I mean? Don't be fooled by the so-called global warming. So there we go. The Blade, I think we'll just say cheerio to you because you sound like a wee bit of a liability. What I'll do, I'll put you in time out for half an hour. How's that? There we are. And then that'll take the silliness away. Now, get those guys from the 80s window fitting. You know, the one where they're singing, we are the window fitters. You put us to the test. Yes, no doubt it rhymes with we are the best. I would imagine there'll be something like that as well. If you've just joined us, a very, very good evening. If you're wondering what on earth's happening, you're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the world's most humble man, the first lord of the internet, who 2 billion people have heard of. Billion, yes, you heard right. Hello, Blade and Susan and Scottie, my dear friends. How are we? Ben Soldier Boy, DINKY-DOO. We had to put Blade in a wee bit of time out because he was getting himself excited. So there we are. He's not sure how to handle the show. So you've got to, sometimes, guys, you're best not to rush in. What's the song? Only fools rush in, where angels fear to tread. Hi, Ben. How are you, Sir Susan? That's excellent, Susan. The guys like to have a wee chat with each other and welcome each other. We're a bit of a club, a very large club. I see snow in Northern California. There we are. So loads of white. It's upper 70s in my city. Robin, amazing. Snow in California? Are we being told a fact? Are we having a Christmas show, Scottie? Energy DJ G, we might be. Yes, I've got some lovely, lovely, lovely friends coming for Christmas. So we'll have to make a window, as they say. Good evening, Mr. McClue from Derbyshire. Roy Michael, you've got it right. You've got it right, Roy Michael. You get it right every week from Derbyshire. I love this talk show. No half-wits on here. Very informative and educational. Much respect to you. That's what we like to do. We like to make this, it's the people's show, but it's all about you. I know I'm sitting here, but you're sitting there. So, you know, what's not to like? Good evening, Mr. McClue. Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. How lovely to have you with us. Now then, lots and lots of things I want to know about. What are you doing for Christmas? Are you having a quiet Christmas? Is everybody flush, or is everybody very short of pennies? Yes, there we go. I was just watching Mr. Trump getting ready for the White House, and he's already talking about tax cuts for the people. You know, so we need to take a leaf out of Mr. Trump's book over here. Now, Scottie, I love you. Johnny, you're very kind. What a nice thing to say. I think on here, a lot of us have a lot of love for each other and respect, of course. Roy Michael says, Tups, I'm half of a half-wit. I'm a quarter-wit. Now, do you know, Tups, I've never heard anyone called a quarter-wit. Quite often I've said this chap's aiming to be a wit, and he's halfway there. Yes, the mountains of Northern California. I'm in Texas and glad no snow here. Robin, is it warm in Texas at the moment? You know, tell us where you are. Are you in Dallas? There we go. I must come to America. I've been told many, many times in my my career, Scottie, you really need to go to America. They would love you there. And do your nighttime television and radio. You see? My brother lives in the mountains of California, Mammoth Mountain. Aha, Tops for hay. So where is Hollywood in relation to all of that? I think we should be told. We need to find out. Sorry, I've not been on a while. I've been on holiday in the city of dreams, New York. Ben, how does one holiday in New York? Every time I see New York on the telly, they seem to all be busying themselves, rushing about. Is New York not the Big Apple? Is it not the city that never sleeps? I tell you. Sorry, I've not been on for a while, says Ben. Oh, yes, you've been on holiday. You told us that. About 7 hours drive from Hollywood. Tops were hay. Depending on your car, I used to have a car like that. So I take it it's about 50 miles away. No, 7 hours drive. So don't tell me. Maybe 800 miles, something like that. 750 miles. Would I be far off at that? Do tell. Did somebody mention the city that never sleeps? New York, the New Yorker. We all mentioned the city that never sleeps. Is that true? Is it the city that never sleeps? We want to know. You have to tell us. As McClue wants to know, and all the viewers want to know as well. Now, about 380, if I recall. Aha! So you've got a slow car. 380 miles. Oh, yes. I didn't think it was the temperature. Very warm in central Texas, but it will change, says Robin. LA is Southern California. LA, absolutely. Scottie, you should visit New York. Come this Christmas. The New Yorker, I would love it. And the fact that you're having Donald back in the White House, apparently everybody's very excited. So there you go. California is the best place in the galaxy. I believe it's very beautiful. You know, I've heard that. Very beautiful. But did somebody not say there's a shortage of water in California, or there can be if you get just too much sunshine? Have I got that right? The New Yorker says you could come and visit amazing landmarks such as Trump Tower and Liberty. Now, the New Yorker, I don't know if you know anybody that can interpret dreams. But I have a recurring dream. Does anybody have a recurring dream? And this is one that I've been getting for years. And I'm lying on my tummy, on my front, on a kind of level platform right up the nose of an aircraft. And I can hear that very low noise that the aircraft makes in flight. And I'm over New York and I can see Liberty and I can see the harbor. Yeah. And it's very clear. And I see that. Now, I don't know what that means as a dream. Guys, if you're watching, get subscribing. Everyone with access to YouTube should subscribe to Scottie McClue. Last month, 2 million people watched this channel. 2 million. And yet I've only got, I think it's 28,000 subscribers. So there's something funny going on there. 2 million people, 28,000 subscribers, everyone loving the channel. What's going on? We should have 2 million subscribers. Yes. And we're not even monetized. We don't monetize the channel. Just to give me a bit more freedom. The Ugly Arms is reopened, so you can have a nostalgic visit next time you're up on a design. I loved the Ugly Arms at Newborough. You could go in and you could have a beautiful meal in the dining room, or you could pop into the bar and just sit in the corner and have a good old crack with your pals. Yes. What do you think of the pop group East 17 around? Energy DJ G. I am not big on pop music, as you know. So I'm not very good on pop music, and I'm not very good on football. How did I get to the top in broadcasting? Do tell. It's wonderful, I tell you. Although I did have a wonderful agent once who was actually a football agent. And he used to introduce me to all these famous footballers. And I had to do my homework because I didn't know who they were. Oh, so there we are. We love Scottie McClue in New York. The New Yorker, we need to get McClue out there. There needs to be an advert for this YouTube channel in Times Square. I tell you, Belmedi's nice too. Oh, all around there. And I would pop up and I would have my lunch at the Royal Hotel in Ellen. Is that right? Ellen. Yes, just up the road. And I would have a look at the River Ithen. Very nice. You have beautiful summers in Aberdeenshire. I work for Grampian Television. Wonderful, wonderful company. As the man who's lived in Hell's Kitchen, New York, my whole life, I must say it's breathtaking. But this city needs saving. Wilson, I think Mr. Trump will save you all. I have that level of faith. You've been neglected for the last 4 years. So there we go. I'm considering throwing myself into the mayoral election next. I think you should, Wilson. And that's a cracking name for the mayor of New York. I'd vote for you, Wilson. From Manhattan, this city needs change. Too many of the woke liberals. Johnny Storm, why not get back? Right, I'm going to tell you straight, I've never seen everything fire on all cylinders all the time. And I can remember when I was young, New York had got itself into a very bad state, if you'll pardon the pun. And then along came the mayor, and what a difference. Cleaned the place up. And it attracted all the big money, because New York has always been about money. Did you see Donald Trump ringing the bell at the New York Stock Exchange? Fantastic. So there you are. The land of the free. So there you are. Do you remember Kennedy Thompson from GTV? Kennedy and I were great mates. Yes, we used to take an afternoon. We worked late, and we'd take an afternoon and go for a light refreshment and a chat. Delightful character. Lovely man. There we are. He would have actually been a lot older than you thought if he'd still lived. He died, sadly, far too young, Kennedy, but what a nice man. So there we are. Wilson says, I'll deal with these vigilantes and the corrupt lawyers. Yeah, we mustn't mention names, Wilson. I'll have to take that out. So there we go. Yeah, we don't do the names on here. Yes, indeed. Yes, Mayor Giuliani. I know I said we mustn't mention names, but he was the one that made New York great again. You know what they say, Scottie? If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Ah, so good they named it twice. Well, I think I could make it in New York because I just and a Scot. I can't think of a better fit for New York. What city or town in Scotland do you think would be twinned with New York? Neil O'Garnley, that's an interesting one. I would think Glasgow might enjoy being twinned with New York. Yes, I hope I'm not talking out of turn, but I would think that would be a nice twinning and lots of flights back and forward. What about bringing back Concorde? Bring back supersonic. Do you know, Concorde came in, just wait till I tell you this, probably almost 60 years ago. 60 years. Now, when I was tiny, 60 years before was just, whoa, way back when. You're talking the late 1890s. There we go. I had a great-grandfather born in 1820. Now, I didn't know him, but I knew his youngest son, my grandfather, very, very well indeed. He was born in 1881. So his father was 61 when he had him. Amazing. And a lovely guy. He was a vet. And when I was young and my mother had to go somewhere, he used to come up and sort of just look after me and tell me great stories and make wonderful comments like, you see, there's a tremendous difference between a 6-cylinder car and a 4-cylinder car. He ran a P4 Rovers. Said when you put the foot down in a 6-cylinder car, you knew you could pass it. Do you like the radio host Howard Stern, Scottie? I used to love Howie. I remember him from way back, I tell you. So he's around a long time. Is the show still going? See, my good friend, let's just call him Mr. Fantastic for privacy reasons. He's very smart, very intelligent, and he'd know what to do about this city. We love that. Johnny Storm, I believe we've met before. Oh, wow. Yes, guys, absolutely. Can I tell you, I've got a confession, guys. I know we're not a confessional, but I know there'll be a lot of priests probably watching right now. Anyway, oh, do not get behind me at confession on a Saturday, I tell you. But let me tell you this straight. Um, here is my confession. 25% of my audience on this channel are American. Does that not tell you something? You know, and I'm known probably most of all in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, because I've been on 35 of the radio stations and 4 of their television stations. So I would say mainly known, but 25% of the audience probably right now are in America watching. I tell you. Right, what have we got here? Central Park, 1999. We met, yes, watching with the wife and my best pal Rick. Love you, Scott. Negan DINKY-DOO. Neil O'Gorman says, I've been to the Big Apple twice. Lucky me. Now, Neil, you're a performer, big singer, fantastic folk man, yes, folk, everything else, everything. But Neil, you're a big singer, so you could make it probably at the Carnegie Hall. I can remember somebody met, I think it was Horowitz, the concert pianist, and they stopped him in New York one afternoon and said, excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the Carnegie Hall? And he said, practice, dear boy, practice. And apparently he wasn't renowned for practice. He was renowned for being just outstanding. But he obviously had a fabulous memory. Did you make it to the Kilmarnock Arms at Cruden Bay? Bonnet design, that's a luxury I've been denied up until now. I shall put it on my list. They say New York's modelled on Glasgow. So is Central Park, like what? Glasgow Green is from Glasgow Central, the biggest train station in New York. Well, yes, I remember seeing New York Central. And boy, is it impressive. Did they not redo it? The old one was mega impressive. And then they redid it or something like that. Our modern architecture, have you noticed, doesn't quite match the Victorian architecture, you know? And New York, am I not right in thinking, largely Victorian before all the high rise and all that? Apologies for mentioning the names of those earlier. I recognize it goes against your rules. It does, Wilson, but it's gone. It's gone now. Do you know what I mean? And that sort of thing. I had to go to New York for a political debate when I was running for governor of Woodbury once. All right, the city needs fixing, you know. No, we don't mention names like that, and we certainly are not a knocking shop. We don't knock people. Telephone. Who is this? You're live with Scottish Funny, and who's that?
It's David, but again, so this show's really changed, Scotty. You're talking about people in America. Now, I can begin if you want to cancel, it's up to you.
David, what is wrong with you?
Because it's 9 o'clock, you see. I mean, what happens to British people?
No, wait a minute. Wait, no, why are you complaining about a free show?
I'm being sure. I'll tell you why, because you get that talk show as well.
It is a talk show, and you're talking, and we're all talking on it.
Right, so what about it? I'm talking about, of course, there's a bit of phone-in callers.
Well, you phoned in. We haven't had any phone callers till you phoned in.
It's been one. I'm only one call for him.
That's right. So, David, listen. There is nothing to complain about. Listen. There is nothing to complain about Scottie McClue's show. It does different things all the time. That's why people love it. Now, yeah. So why are you phoning and complaining? Sorry?
I want to take calls from VHs on YouTube now. You know, it runs on YouTube, take calls from America, etc. The Canada people.
Well, we're not on TikTok tonight. We stopped that at your request. You seem to be wanting to run the show.
I want to run the show?
Yeah, you're wanting to dictate how the show should sound.
That's not true, my friend. You're right, Scottie. I'm just thinking back when it first began, it's went downhill.
No, it's not went downhill at all. It's absolutely as uphill.
I love you, respect you.
No, but listen, it's not gone downhill at all. For some reason, it's not suiting you.
So where's the callers for an hour, for a night on a Saturday night?
Well, if they'll phone if they want to phone, or they won't if they don't. It's a week before Christmas. People are out at concerts and parties.
Of course it needs to work. I think that Scottie, it went downhill weeks ago. Get back.
No, there's no downhill. It's done nothing but go uphill.
I mean, you're saying you didn't believe as much as followers.
There's no downhill at all.
Well, I'm surprised. I mean,
no, it's not suiting you, is what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with the show, but for some reason, it's not suiting you.
Right, so can I go next then?
Well, you're supposed to be going just now, but you're full of complaints.
No, I gave you a short table, stay with yourself for 2 hours, and you said, oh, we'll try. And then, come on, you started this YouTube, how many years ago?
About 5 years ago.
Other people love you.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the problem?
YouTube family in Britain, all. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, but we're all over the world, David. That's the nature of YouTube.
I speak to people all over the world. I understand that. I know.
I mean, this is not just a Glasgow show.
I know that, Scottie.
You know, we're talking to people in Texas here. We're talking to people in New York. We're talking to you.
So I've actually people in New York before then.
Well, maybe it's too much. They may be frightened in case it costs them.
Oh, dear.
See? So there we go. But certainly we haven't time to waste on complaints. We've only got an hour. And we got rid of the TikTok on your request, and now you're moaning and complaining.
And actually, I did do that, but I didn't. Scottie, I'm passionately you.
I know, but I've done everything but come your way, and you're still complaining.
Scottie, so you're gonna do that rest? I didn't actually see it totally. That again, you were on 2 calls and YouTube on the 1 hour that time. It was YouTube and TikTok in 1 hour.
Yeah, well, you don't have to have any calls at all.
But Scottie, the calls exciting. These people should be calling you in to speak to you.
Well, they will if they want to, or they won't if they don't. You know, there's no hard and fast rule about it.
Scottie, I'm not against you. These people should be phoning you up instead of asking questions.
Well, no, they're on the chat.
I know, but they're letting their voices because you're Scottie McClue.
Yes. Well, we'll get some voices. 30 years this week.
Aye.
Right.
And I'm Scottie. You know, I love you, son.
I know, son. I know. You and I gone fine, but I can't use up my show with people complaining because it doesn't suit them. If it doesn't suit them, they don't need to watch.
No, I'll still watch you, Scottie. I didn't need to complain. I'm just so passionate. These people should phone in. You can hear their voices, and you can talk back to them, Scottie.
I can. All right, Lala. You take care.
And I love you.
And I love you.
Right.
What a man. There we are. But no, we haven't any time for complaints. My goodness me. An hour's short enough, I say. Right, who have we got here? Apologies. Oh, we've got that one. There we are. Governor Blake says, I had to go to New York for a political debate when I was running for the governor of Woodbury once. All right, the city needs fixing. Yeah, well, it'll get fixed, I think, Gov. I tell you. So there we are. DD Ramon Street 53rd and 3rd, says John Donnelly. See, down in Georgia, we know how to run a city with that southern honour. Absolutely, Philip. What's up with David? I don't know. Can't hear him, says Amy. I know he was awfully quiet. He was just complaining. Scotty, could you turn your speakers up? The speakers were absolutely up, guys. Couldn't have been further up, so I don't know what was going on there at all. I tell you. Holy moly, what's up with David? We don't know, Ben. I could barely hear the caller in. Couldn't hear David. What's he complaining about, says Neil. Gee whiz, David's usually quite cheery. What's gotten into him? I don't know. He does like a moan as well. He's moaned a few times about things, and I've tried to accommodate him, you know. So there were, please stop fighting. There we are, quite right. Difficult to hear him, says Robin. Who stole David's chips? Don't worry, Scotty, the whole world will back you, says Glasgow Creeper. Couldn't hear him too well. What was he complaining about? He was complaining about the fact that so many American people are on the show. And David's from Glasgow and he likes local shows. And David used to phone me in. He was a very good call. But I don't know why that volume was down. I need to look into that and see. I wonder if I could do it while we're actually live. Could that be all right? Could we try that? Wait till we see if we get the audio and see if we can look into it while we're live. I tell you, there we are. There's calling. Yeah. Advanced, what does that do? Noted calling, right? That's okay. Audio, video. Microphones. Yeah, the microphone's high, guys. Seems to be absolutely all right. We'll test the audio. Yeah, that's working okay. Yeah, absolutely. There we are. We could probably have that a wee bit louder, could we? I tell you. Adjust microphone seconds. So high, it's got it up at high here. I wonder if that might help a little bit. We'll see. Whoa. Right, I think we should be all right, guys, with that. Let me know if we get another call and we can't hear. Do let me know, because we want everything to be just right, and the calling seems to be all right. Nope, don't think we've got a problem there. Right, back to that. No, I could hardly hear David as well. So there we go. Want me to do a line test for you, Scotty? Touch right here. It wouldn't do any harm. You want to give me a quick ring in and have a chat. You don't just need to ring in to do a line test. You can ring in and what have you. But I never know, you know, how to please David. You can't please everybody. Right, keep ringing. Top Swahili.
Good Abend, meine kleine Freuden, Liebchen.
Good nabbing now. Just you carry on talking, my dear fellow, till I see if we can make sure that we can get you nice and loud.
Yeah, well, I really don't have anything in particular to say. This is Top Swahili, by the way.
Well, you've always got nice things to say. You know you have.
I thought I'd just give you a call just to see if you can sort out, because I did phone, I think it was last week, and you had problems hearing me.
Yes.
And how's it coming over just now? Can other people?
Well, no, it's still quite quiet.
Can do singing, but I might get you a copyright strike because my singing is just so fantastic.
Your singing will be brilliant.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I can do anything.
I think you're a bit harsh on yourself sometimes.
Need to get a bit more vodka in me, and then I'll give you my Marlena Dietrich.
Your Marlena Dietrich. Right, well, I've got that. That seems to be all right. I'm just seeing everything's plugged in okay. We can hear you, but you're quiet.
Yeah, it's definitely not my phone. I thought it might be last week, but it's definitely not. So, you know, I mean, I can give you 5 minutes and anything you like. You know?
Anything we like at all, but what I don't understand, and you can hear me clear as a bell.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, it's coming over the phone fine, and the audio and video and is absolutely fine. It's just the sound of the caller is very quiet.
The caller is quiet, so I'm just wondering what we can do about that. Who knows? Who knows how you turn up your Skype?
You're definitely, you're absolutely sure the speakerphone part of it is up as loud as it can go.
Yes, it's turned up. You know, there doesn't seem to be a problem with that.
Robin can hear me apparently. So I don't know. Can anybody else in the chat that can hear me okay just say if it's okay or quiet? then I can just let other people with things.
No, don't you hang up. You stay on there. I'm busy having a wee look at one or two things here.
Oh, don't you worry. I can stay on. I hear that Robin says that he can hear me.
He can hear you. We like that.
I think we definitely need to get more intercontinental callers.
Oh, I'd love if the American guys would phone us.
I think definitely. You know, you can do it for nothing through WhatsApp. You know, you don't actually have to make an international call these days.
Absolutely. And they've all got the number, and I didn't quite realize. The only thing is, would I not need to have WhatsApp on here rather than Skype? You could be able to do it through Skype as well, surely.
That's yes. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a problem now. Here we go. Here, just hang on. Keep talking to me. Because this.
The day I've got something better to do than talk to Scottie McClue, that's the day I hang up my revolver that day.
Well, I'm the same. I'm thoroughly enjoying talking to you. So here we go. Audio and video. Right? So let's get that sorted and see.
That's good. Yeah.
So we're at the audio now. Speakers. So the speakers seem to be right up at the top.
I see Ben Soldier Boy wants you to live stream on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day. Aha. So you can hear me.
I can hear you absolutely fine over the phone, and I've turned my volume down so we don't get feedback just now.
Right.
On my computer, but
and
what's good.
Am I quiet over the phone?
No, you're absolutely fine on the phone. You sound you. The only thing that seemed to be a problem was on the YouTube, which I am looking for a caller. When was it David phoned? It was very quiet, and I think the same problem was with me last week. And the problem might be just now. I don't know. Oh, Susan says she can hear okay.
She's hearing.
Okay. I think you would possibly fix it. We
absolutely. But I still don't understand why.
The audio is better now, Neil says.
The audio is better.
That's what Neil says. Yeah. Listen, I'll always take credit from other people if I possibly can.
I think you should. Can I tell you a lovely story, Topsy? When we were starting out this, because we've had, obviously, as you do. I mean, I'm doing it myself. I'm not the sharpest tool in the block when it comes to IT. I had to do the whole thing myself because I didn't really have the pennies to, get people in and engage them and get all top. I had to do it all myself. And I can remember talking to a top technician. And I said, I've had this problem on Saturday night. He went, yeah. And I said, what do you think that could be? And he went like this. He goes, something's been improved.
And then he said, turn it off and on again and charge me 500 quid.
Well, no, he was absolutely right. I mean, bless him, he's a friend. He didn't charge me a thing, but he said, take it out and reinstall it. And you obviously get the latest version.
Yeah, I've been using computer. I'm 50. Oh, I'm going to be 56.
Oh, no.
That's no longer. See, when you're 55, you're the wrong side of 50. But at 56, you're the right side of 60. Right? That's awful.
Ah.
What am I going to do?
Now, wait a minute. Unmute for incoming calls. We're on that. Right. I think we should be okay.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you go because I'm taking up far too much of your time now. But what we can do is we can force one of those slacker Americans, right, to Canadians, North Americans. We can get them to phone in, right? That would be the way to take it.
Now, just a minute. 2 seconds.
Huh?
Talk to me again.
Pardon me, this isn't my iron lung. It's my vapor that I'm smoking. It's not.
Well, don't be smoking. We don't want you on vapors and all that. Oh, right. Talk to me again.
Oh, I think I've lost you.
No, you haven't. Ah, right. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Ah, yeah. Oh, you're back. That gives me quite a fright.
We're back. No, we're just trying various things to see what the problem is.
The phone went dead there, and then you came back like a herald of angels.
Like a heart the herald. Now, I think that's maybe as far as we could take this at the moment.
Okay. Well, I think the texters, they seem to. A couple of people said that they hear okay. So you've possibly done something to fix it. So, but what we need one of them to phone in. You know, because they'll have good stuff to say instead of just, you know.
No, you've got good stuff to say. I'm just a little bit anxious that I haven't. I'm moving about. I'm moving speakers about here and everything.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do around this.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the amount of times I wake up after having a drink in front of my PC, I think, what on earth have I done? Because I've got a lot of musical instruments. The amount of cables around here is absolutely absurd.
I'm getting it quiet here as well, so there's definitely something no right. But I'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. What's I can help you? I mean, you know.
I wish you could.
If you can get somebody that you know to do a closed circuit, you know, during the week or something.
A wee call.
Yeah.
We used to be great, and I'll tell you who was great at doing test calls was David. But for some reason, he's taken the roo with me.
Yeah, well, the problem is he didn't draw breath long enough to find out whether he was being heard or not.
No, that's right. He kept talking to me, and that's it. But my feeling, Topsy, here is, why would you want to complain about a free show? Now, we upload a lot of videos onto this channel, and by and large, they're very, very popular. But a lot of movies, and they're very, very popular because what I've done, I've chosen them especially for people that say, I can't get anything decent on the telly. Absolutely. And I say, well, go on to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel and pick a movie and just enjoy watching it on your telly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and all that sort of stuff. And it's been very, very popular. But even some of the movie people go, nah, I don't like that. I prefer it in black and white.
Right. I see somebody, Robin, is just putting the text. What just happened? Tups was really loud and clear, then low, then I hear him now, but it was really loud and clear. So I think there's an intermittent fault here.
We've got a wee intermittent.
You don't mind me arguing it's intermittent?
We don't mind you saying anything.
But, you know.
Right. We will get it sorted, I believe.
Okay. Well, Listen, I'll let you go. I'll carry on watching. Hopefully somebody else can call in rather than just me.
No, but we love you calling in because you and I could just chat away while we're at the technical side.
It's an absolute joy and a privilege, always, Scotty.
Always a joy to talk to you and Dinky-Doo.
Next time my PC breaks, you can phone me.
Yes, and see if we can get it fixed. Okay, my boy. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Dinky-Doo. There we are. That is Tups Wahe. An excellent call. Very, very good of him. Now, let's see. Here's everybody here at the moment. Want me to do a line test? You sort of Tups Wahe, we've just done that. That's lovely. It would be nonsense to exclude or alienate our American cousins. Remember the 1940s? Bonnet to sign? Absolutely. I have no intention of cutting down on our American cousins just because it's not suiting one person. We hear you, Scotty, just the caller's low. Hope it's a better weekend. Thank you, Robin. Well, that's perfect, Scott, says Ben Soldier Boy. Atmospheric interference. I hear you, Top, says Robin. Susan says, can hear okay. Right, interesting. Audio better now, says Neil. What happened to the TikTok stream? Well, Megan, we took it down because David complained. Aye, Scotty, you've got this TikTok. What about your YouTubers? So we took the TikTok down to please David. And now he's annoyed about something else. So I tell you, now, I'm 63, says Gerard. Edward says, Scotty, I love you. I tried to send a long, lovely message to you. I was told it's too long. Love your old calls with Queenie and the decision maker, the fella from Law Village. God bless. Edward. Oh, pardon me. These are great calls. The Blade's back. Good Blade. Excellent. So, best behavior now. Don't start seeing if you can irritate everyone. Are you dancing, says Jared? Are you asking, Jared? Scotty, show us the boss mug. I've not got it with me. I didn't come up with a tea tonight. I came up with a water. Oh, General Sup, everybody. Oh, that's luscious. Long time no speak. There's the wonderful Dee Gourley. Dee, how lovely to hear from you. This is fantastic. A wonderful lady. I'd never seen many of these films, enjoyed immensely. Robin, absolutely. And that's why I upload them. I'm not monetized on here. I don't make a cent or a penny out of the movies. Any ads would go to the movie people. So I don't make a cent. Like, I'm not making any money now on here, but I am doing it because I love the people. I tell you. Why was David complaining about Americans calling in? Because he likes hearing the Glaswegians. Damn, I need to refill my glass, says Tups. I love to listen to whatever's happening wherever. Glasgow, wherever, says Robin. Robin, yes, that's the attraction of SCOTTIE McCLUE. You know, and one of the reasons I also love doing it, apart from the fact you're beautiful people, is I love the fact that each night's different. And tonight we had a huge influx from America. You know, that's what it's all about. What are you talking about, Scotty? Never rambles, he only speaks the Blade. You're quite right. So there you go. Somebody's on about rambling. You see, I don't understand. You've wasted a quarter of the chat and audio settings. I'd rather listen to your ramblings. No, Bonnet Design. If we are fixing audio on here, it's never, ever, ever wasted. It's hugely valuable. There we go. I tell you, Wilson says, I love you. I thank you. And Dinky-Doo, I love all of you. That's what it's all about. There we go. Fair enough. I meant it in a positive way. Know what you mean, Bonnet Design, but as we say, Scotty doesn't ramble. We never, ever, ever need to ramble. We're only on for an hour a week, although there's been a lot of demand to increase that. Now, one of the technical problems, back to the technical side, was bandwidth. And that was another reason it was getting quite difficult to have other platforms streaming at the same time. Guys, if you're watching, have you subscribed? Everybody should subscribe. Love you, man. What are you on? From South Africa. I'm on the brandy and coke, says Gerard. Oh, Gerard. You'll blow your head off. You'll blow your head off with all that. I tell you. I've been subscribed for longer than I remember, says Ben. Ben, I remember you subscribing. So that must mean my memory is better than yours. And I do love the fact that people are subscribing, but I still don't understand. Last month, 2 million people watched this channel. 2 million. You heard me right. You can see it. You can actually see it looking at the figures. And we've got something like, I think it's 28,000 subscribers. So how come out of 2 million viewers, only 28,000 subscribe, but stay with me, so must love the channel? What's the problem with that? Jared says, no, I won't. I'm from Easterhouse. How long have you been on YouTube, Scott? I only found your channel in the last year and a half. Well, Amy, actual fact, about 11 years ago, we went onto YouTube, but really as somewhere to store the videos from the shows, because there was huge demand for them. Scott, is there any way we can hear that again? So yes, if you go onto the YouTube channel, you see, which has had slightly different names over the years. But I thought just Scottie McClue Talk Show. So there you go. But the last year and a half is when we've kind of turned it up a bit and really started using the channel. I'll give you a thumbs up. We should do that. Apparently helps the YouTube algorithm. Yes, Tops. If everybody goes down and gives us a thumbs up, you'll see it bottom left, I think. Scottie, did you ever meet Radio Clyde's Tom Ferry? He was a class act. I still have his 1985 Christmas show recorded on cassette. It's so funny. Now, Edward, I don't think that'll be a 1985 Christmas show. And I'll tell you for why. I know Tom very well. I've worked with Tom. Lovely guy. And his show on Radio Scotland was outstanding. It should have been there for years. It was like, should have been there like Terry Wogan or Steve Wright in the afternoon. Tom Ferry, very, very big broadcaster. Super show. Anyway, the reason I mentioned 1985 was that not when Lockerbie happened? Was that 1985? And I was due on the Tom Ferry show. And my friend came round the corner. I stayed not far from the BBC, and my friend came round to visit me. And I said, are we all right for time? This was about 8 o'clock-ish. And he said, no, there's no problem. He said, well, we've time for a wee cup of tea. And my mother was there and a friend. And a news flash came on the television. And it was, that an aircraft had come out of the sky. And my friend, who's a top journalist, turned to me and he said, that's a bomb. I said, do you think so? He said, oh, almost certainly. And then we went round to the BBC on time, and the producer had to say, guys, obviously, the Christmas party's off. And that was the end of that. But we stood and watched all the news come in from Lockerbie. And the next day I rang my friends at Border Television and said, could I help in any way? Did they want me down? And they said, well, the problem is facilities. That's really because the whole world was going to center on that little ITV company to get facilities to report right across the world. Lockerbie. Tragic. So there we go. The more thumbs up than hit the plus comment, even an icon helps. Robin, amazing. Everything helps on here. There is no reason for anyone not to listen to Scottie McClue. I tell you. I remember Lockerbie, says Jared. So there we are. So have a wee look at that, and Edward, and ask yourself, is it definitely the 1985? But his shows were tremendous. Do you ever remember Leslie? Leslie used to be on the show. So there we are. I remember at 9/11, I was in Kelvin Grove Art Gallery at the time. Well, do you know, Glasgow Creeper, my mum had not long died, and I'd come home a little early in the afternoon, and I thought it was a movie, 9/11. You're listening to Scottish Funnin'. Who's that?
It's David again.
David!
They were asking what happened to me about my complaint about you and people going on board, etc. As you will know, Scottie. And then the thing is, all of a sudden the lights are back on again. People said you can hear me calling you on mistakes, etc. and my complaints. There you go. It's my fault. It's your problem. It's your computer.
My computer?
Yes.
Well, it might be, yes. We didn't say it was your problem.
That's right, but again, I thought they were arguing about your passionate issues,
Yes,
so
yes.
I mean, we love you, Scottie. I'll keep repeating that. But again, also on the YouTube family, see my text sheet on YouTube family. You can't read my text sheet on YouTube family on YouTube. Why is that as well?
What was that, David? Sorry?
See, when I text on YouTube family, like all the callers on YouTube, you don't read my texts that I say on to you before I call in.
Now, I think, David, do you know what's happened?
Right.
I think we've just fixed it.
Right.
So there you are. So you and me are fine. That's you back in the good books.
Some guys just say, is David missing his fish and chips?
Well, no, they were wondering what was wrong.
I'm Scotty. I'm not against anybody. I'm a clear guy like you. Again, I'll test you again. Can you stay on?
Well, you're a good guy.
Right, so can you test you? Can you stay on for another hour?
No, I can't stay on for another hour because we can only do an hour.
Why, my friend?
I've told you that.
But why, my friend? Because you're the man of YouTube.
Yeah, I know, but at the moment we can only upload 1 hour if we're uploading it onto the TikTok as well.
Oh, okay. So again, so if I say to you, like maybe before Christmas time, stay on 3 hours on Christmas Day or New Year's night.
Well, by that time I might have managed to sort it. You see, David, I'm just a bloke like yourself, and what I'm doing here is trying to get this working.
Aye, and I love you, Scottie, and I understand you can feel a lot of passion and pain, and your wee blood pressure.
Oh yes, with all that as well, but we don't go on about that.
No, I know, but I can see you on the screen. I mean, I've got conditions. I can see what's going on here.
You can see what's happening. My dear fella, we're going to have to dash, but we can hear you now.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. Dinky-Doo, la la. Right, guys, we seem to be back in business. Did everybody manage to hear David? Audio much better. Yes, it's perfect. Sounds great. Well done. That's what I hear. Well done, you. So I tell you. Now, what else have we got here? Oh, here we go. Scottie, I won't be on next Saturday because I'll be out watching the boxing. So if I don't see you before, have a great Christmas. You too, La. We're going to have to go. We're out of time. Good night, Scottie and everyone. Good night, Susan. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Ian. So long, David. Dinky-Doo. Everybody, what a fabulous show tonight. Thank you so much. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.